Good day, sir, and good day, everyone. Today, me and my group are going to discuss our assigned topics, which are the safe watermark, the special mark, and the chart symbols and abbreviations found on a nautical chart. However, before I begin, allow me to introduce my group members or the reporters for today's report, which are the following: the Cadet Papiliaro, the Cadet Ramirez, the Cadet Raffles, and yours truly, the Cadet Tonyada. And to begin, allow me to read the slide for the course outcome. Students are able to have a working knowledge in identifying the safe watermarks, special marks, and the chart symbols and abbreviations, which should be very useful during future onboard training. Now, the reporters are hopeful that whatever that you may learn within our report, you are able to apply those learnings to real-world situations, especially when we go on board a vessel as cadets for our 12-month cadetship. Now, proceeding to the learning outcomes. To be able to identify the characteristics of the safe watermark, such as its uses, shape, top mark, color, light, and retroreflectors, and stripes and bands. For the second learning outcome, to be able to identify the characteristics of the special mark, such as its uses, shape, top mark, color, light, and retroreflectors. And for the last learning outcome, to be able to distinguish the various chart symbols and abbreviations relating to buoys, its respective coloring and lights found on nautical chart. Now we are going to proceed to the next slide, which is all about the characteristics of the safe watermark. Now, the definition of the safe watermark. Safe watermarks indicate that there is navigable water all around the mark. They are often placed as to indicate fairways or midway channels, or the seaward end of channels. Now, the uses of the safe watermark are used to indicate that there is navigable water all around the mark, may be used as a central land or a landfall buoy, and finally, usually used as an indicator of the best point of passage under a fixed bridge. Now, basically, this watermark says to the navigation officer that the body of water that they are currently passing through or navigating through is free and clear of obstructions. The depth of the water is enough for any vessel of any size, and, most importantly, there are no underwater wreckages that may damage the vessel. Now, the next slide is the characteristics of the safe watermark concerning its shapes and its top mark. Now, the safe watermark may have a shape of a pillar, spherical, or a spar type of buoy, and the top mark, a red spherical top mark, is one of the most important feature if the buoy is not spherical and is fitted whenever practical. The safe watermark can come in a various forms. That it is not limited to a pillar, spherical, spar buoy. However, they can interchange depending on the location that the vessel is navigating through. And the top mark must not also be mistaken, because the top mark of the safe watermark is always a spherical type or a circle. Now, proceeding to the next slide is the characteristics of the safe watermark concerning the light and its colors. Now, for the light, a white light occulting or an isophase, or showing a single long flash or a Morse code A, is used for the safe watermark when lighted. If a long flash, i.e. a flash of not less than 2 seconds, is used, the period of the light is 10 seconds. Now, the colors of the safe watermark is one of the most important things. Red and white stripes are used for the safe watermark and distinguish them from the black banded marks. Now, one of the most important aspects in identifying the safe watermark, again, is its color. It has a distinctive color of red and white with a vertical alignment, not a horizontal alignment, but a vertical alignment. It is highly important that a navigation officer does not misinterpret the colors of the safe watermark from other watermarks. Now, proceeding to an actual image of the safe watermark, that as you can see, that the image of the safe watermark and a real-world example of the safe watermark is that it is always a red and white with a spherical top mark, and the red and white colors are in alignment in an alignment of a vertical pattern. And finally, for the characteristics of the safe watermark, for its retroreflectors, one or more white bands or letters or numerals or symbols of retroreflective material are used in the standard code to distinguish unlighted safe watermarks. And red and white stripes or hands are used in the context or within the comprehensive code. And that is the end of my report. To continue the special marks, I am going to introduce the Cadet Raffles in explaining and identifying what is a special mark?
Thank you, Cadet Ronyada. Now, I am Danny Raffles, and I'm gonna discuss about special mark. But first, let's define special mark. What is special mark? A special mark is used to indicate a special area or feature whose nature may be apparent from reference to a chart or other nautical publication. And also, it is not generally intended to mark channels or obstructions where other marks are more suitable. So, special marks are used in the marking of cables and pipelines, including outfall pipes and recreation zones. One of the examples of special marks are data buoys. Data buoys are also color yellow, and they're also classed as special marks. Next is, I'm gonna discuss the uses of special mark. It may be used to indicate to the mariner a special area or feature, the nature of which is apparent from reference to a chart, sailing directions, or notices to mariners. They may be also be lettered to indicate the purpose. Like what I said earlier, the nature of which is apparent from reference to a chart. And also, it is used as indication of spoil grounds, military exercise zones, cables, pipelines, and recreation zones. And also, they may be used to define a channel within a channel. And now, thirdly is, I'm gonna discuss about the characteristics of special mark. The characteristics of special mark have 5 kinds, which is the top mark, color, shape, lights, and also the retroreflectors. The first kind is the top mark. It is a single yellow X, is a form of top mark used for a special mark when one is carried. And secondly is the color. The color of special mark is color yellow, and color yellow is used for special marks. Thirdly is the shape. The shape of the special buoys is optional, but they must not conflict with those used for lateral or safe watermarks. One of the example is an outfall buoy on the port side of a channel could be can-shaped but not conical. Thirdly is the lights. A yellow light is used when one is exhibit. The rhythm may be any other than those used for cardinal, isolated danger, and safe watermarks. The lights may be group occulting, flashing, group flashing with a group of 4, 5, or exceptionally 6 flashes. And it is a composite group flashing. And last is the Morse code letters other than Morse code A, D, or U. And lastly is the retroreflectors. The retroreflectors is a one yellow band, an X or a symbol are used as retroreflector to distinguish unlighted special marks, especially during nighttime. For you to easily understand the special marks, I'm gonna show you a picture of a special mark so that you can easily identify the characteristics of special mark. It is a top mark, color, shape, lights, reflector. This is the special marks. It is the top mark. As you can see, the letter X, the top. And also the color, it's so obvious that is color yellow. And the shape, um, this shape is optional, like what I said, but it must not be conflict with those lateral or safe watermark. And the lights, it is a color yellow, as you can see, and the retroreflector is a one yellow band at the bottom. It is used to distinguish unlighted special marks. So that's all for special marks, and we will now proceed to chart symbols and abbreviations, which is discussed by my group mates. Thank you.
Thank you, Cadet Raffles. So, good day. I'm Cadet Ramirez and I'm here to discuss or report to you about the chart symbols and abbreviations. But before that, let me tell you first about the IALA Voyage System, or also known as International Association of Lighthouse Authorities. The IALA, or International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, were enforced. The IALA system applies to all fixed and floating marks except lighthouses, sector lights, leading lights and leading marks, light vessels, and landbys. There are two systems in order to keep the number of changes to existing systems to a minimum and to avoid major conflict. These are IALA A and IALA B. The IALA A is used by the countries in Africa, most of Asia, Australia, Europe, and India. IALA B is used by countries in North, Central, and South America, Japan, Korea, and Philippines. Many different types of symbols and abbreviations are used on nautical charts. This system provides mariners with a quick way to determine the physical characteristics of the charted area and information on aids to navigation. As we go through to this topic, we'll be looking more closely at the various pieces of information as they become relevant to a specific topic. This topic is about starting to familiarize ourselves with charts, symbols, and abbreviations and informations available. As we gain more experience, chart information and symbols will become increasingly familiar to us. The most experienced mariner, even the most experienced mariner, cannot profess to know all the different information and symbols, but will find a way to know the answer. Symbols and abbreviations, abbreviation terms as S-57 used on nautical charts and electronic navigation charts. Now, I'm going I'm going to show you the chart abbreviations, and after that will be the standard buoy shaped symbols. So the chart abbreviations are: R is to red, Y is to yellow, B is to black, small gn is to green, FI is to flashing lights, AN is to notice to mariner, BU is to blue, IHO is to International Hydrographic Organization, CD is to chart datum, E space INT is to isophase light, FFI is to fixed flashing light, GPFI is to group flashing light, GPOCC is to group occulting light, M is to nautical miles, MO is to Morse code lights. Now I'll be showing to you the standard buoy shape symbols. There are five standard buoy shape symbols, and these are the cylindrical, conical, and spherical, pillar, and spar. And that's all. And my fellow cadet will continue the discussion about the chart abbreviations and symbols.
I'm Cadet Papeliero Clive Casergi, and I'm gonna talk about buoy symbols for cardinal marks. In the illustration below, all marks are the same in Region A and Region B. So natay makita nga picture sa ubos nga ilang marks sa Region A and Region B are all the same. Cardinal marks indicating navigable water to the name side of the marks. Unlit marks, top mark, 2 black cones. So natin makita sa lower left na ay picture na ay north, south, east, and west. Sa north, black over yellow ang iyang cone, duha ka buok padong sa babaw. While ang east, black with yellow band na iyang cone kay paubos o pababaw. And the south, yellow over black. Ang duha niya ka cones kay pointing downward. While ang ang west, yellow with black band. Ang iyang duha ka cone ang usa padong sa babaw, and then ang usa padong sa ubos. Lighted marks, white light. Natay makita diri sa lower part sa right na ay picture na ay north, east, south, and west. The same abbreviations are used for lights on spar, buoys, and beacons. The periods 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and 15 seconds may not always be charted. Buoy symbols for isolated danger mark. Isolated danger marks stationed over dangers with navigable waters around them. Body, black with red horizontal band. Top mark, 2 black spheres. Ang sa left, BRB and BYB, unlit. While the right side, BRB and BRB, lighted, white light. Buoy symbols for safe watermark. Safe watermarks such as mid-channel and landfall marks. Body, red and white, vertical stripes. Top mark, if any, red sphere. Sa makita na to dire sa left, RW, 5 siya kabuok, unlit. While ang right side, 4 siya kabuok, RW, and then lighted siya, white light. Buoy symbols for special marks. Special marks not primarily to assist navigation but to indicate special features. Body, shape optional, yellow or white. In special cases, white can be in conjunction with another color. Top mark, if any, yellow X. Light, if any, yellow, rhythm, optional. Body, shape optional, yellow. Top mark, if any, yellow, X. Special marks not primarily to assist navigation but to indicate special features. Sa nakita na to dire sa ubos sa left side, duha ka Y, tulo, unlit siya, and then while ang right side Y, tulo siya kabuok na lighted siya. So Here are some of the references that we gathered when we searched about our topic, which are safe watermarks, special marks, and chart symbols and abbreviations. The first reference talks about the safe watermarks. The second is special marks, and lastly is chart symbols and abbreviations. All these references are located in Google and you can search it if you want to. So, once again, we are the Group 8 and our topic is all about safe watermarks, special marks, and chart symbols and abbreviations.